Yo, what up, YouTube? This is your boy Food Junkie, and you know how I do it on my way to work. We are liable to talk about everything and anything. But this day, on today, I want to talk to you about something kind of important, kind of personal, you know what I'm saying? So, this is going to be my first Workday Storytime. Well, let's get started and let me talk about it. Well, when I was first let me start from the very beginning, as much as the beginning as possible. I've told you previously that, I grew up in not an affluent area and pretty much on the poverty line, like most, have done, and worked my way up to where I am today, which is a blessing and an honor and a privilege, actually, to have been able to experience what I've experienced as a child. So in doing that, my mom didn't have, a lot. It was my mother and four of us, 2 boys, 2 girls. And the funny thing about that is that we're all beautiful. But that's just a little side note. Hold on 1 second. Get this one out of the sun. Yeah. So, as you also know, that I told the story about how I always worked. Started working at the age of 12, basically, picking strawberries in the field in the summertime, selling candy door to door, working at restaurants, things like that. Fast food, I should say, not restaurants, fast food establishments, things like that. So, at the age of 16, all of my friends have gotten cars from their families. Either cars have been handed down to them, cars was bought for them, things of that nature. And I didn't have one. My mother didn't drive. My mother never had, a license or anything like that, so she never drove. So everything we did was public transportation or through the kindness of friends or family friends and things like that. If we need to go somewhere. So at 16, all of my friends started getting cars, whatever, from their families and things like that. I never received a car. But I've always worked, so I've always saved my money. So at about 17, almost 18, for my birthday, well, actually for my 18th birthday, I bought myself a car. All cash, put down the money. It was a Chevy Citation. And anyone who knows about Chevy Citations that was a car that you actually used in driver's ed in order for you to learn how to drive. Yeah, that's how I learned how to drive in driver's ed in school. Because like I said, my mother never had a car. So she couldn't teach me how to drive, And the family friends, I didn't want to ask them because, I felt they were already doing way too much for, our family anyway. And then, as a child, although you know that you don't have much, you don't want people to know that you had much. And since we were always pulled together, people never knew how little we had. One thing my mom has taught us is never look like you are in need of anything. Always be pulled together, always be clean, always be pressed, always have nice looking clothes. Even if you have to wash your clothes the day before, let them dry out overnight and then, just press them in the morning time. No one should ever know that you don't have anything or that you're going without anything. So those are lessons I learned from my mom. But that's not the story. That's not the story for another day. The story today on my way to work is, it's kind of fitting for what's going on right now with me, and also the fact that I'm driving myself to work. So around 18 years old, I was, my birthday's in April, as you know, so when I turned 18, I was a junior. No, sorry, I was 17 years old, my bad. I was 17 years old. I just turned 17 years old in April, so I was a junior, that last part of that junior year. I had a car, and bought myself the Chevy Citation. And I was going to school and going to work at the same time still, just to make sure that I maintain everything. And this one day, it was the summertime. And of course, I'm always trying to, be clean. So I had on this white windbreaker sweatsuit type of situation, with the pants and a jacket and a little t-shirt underneath it. Summertime, of course, in Washington State. So it really wasn't hot, but it wasn't cold either. It was like, April was like, it was like wet and rainy and kind of almost cool. So I had on the white sweatsuit situation, whatever. And I'm going from school, going to work, had on some new white shoes that I just bought myself as well. And in that, what you blowing for? Fuck. Sorry. And in that, yeah, I just recently got my first oil change, on the car. Because I didn't know what the car was, so I want to make sure the maintenance stuff on the car was straight, So driving from school to work and on the freeway, and there was smoke coming from under the hood. There was, something I didn't know, smell that I didn't know or recognize. Because, never been around cars, never really having a car in the house, so never really know what the true maintenance was. I knew basically that I had to get an oil change. I knew that. And so that's what I did. So driving, there was smoke coming from under the hood. I basically trying to get over and pull over to the side of the road just to find out what's going on. Thinking, well, maybe there's some water I need to put in the radiator or something like that. That happened. And before I had the opportunity to actually pull all the way over to the side of the road, the car actually burst out into flames. Flames coming from the hood. Flames was coming from the hood inside the actual car through the vents from the hood. Literally fire was basically hitting me in the face, damn near. And my thoughts were, damn, I'll be burnt and scarred for the rest of my life. And so in doing that, I pull up to the side of the road, make sure that I was not on fire, basically. Of course, my clothes was singed. Eyebrows was singed. Eyelashes was singed as well. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna have scars all across my face for the rest of my life. And my thought was, if my face was actually burned and I was scarred, I will kill myself, because I can't walk around the rest of my life with scars on my face. I can't walk around the rest of my life being scarred up. Now let me give you the backstory of that situation. It all makes sense. You're probably all already connecting the dots right now. But from the age of, let's say, 9 to that age, I acted, danced, and modeled. Very attractive little boy, very cute little boy, very well put together little boy. And the fact that everything that I did was from commercials to dance recitals to plays to little acting jobs. When I became of age, like 14, 15 years old, I was actually going to LA every year for Pilot Week, where I will get called, I will get flown down there, whatever, and my agent will have people actually, I will do pilots. I will actually, do TV shows, do little bits of parts here and there, walk-ons on different things like that. So, at that time, I thought I wanted to be an actor, model, dancer situation. While I was still in school, making great grades, things like that, I still wanted to be an actor, model, dancer. So, the point of me saying that if my face was scarred, I would kill myself was because I thought my career would be over as an actor, dancer, model. No one wants to hire someone, regardless how attractive you were, if you have scars and damaged skin, especially burns on your face. Lo and behold, I didn't get, my face wasn't burned. It was just, like I said, eyebrows and eyelashes stuff singed with the flames that was coming through the car. So that was a blessing. But at that point, well, not at that point, around that time, because I also had time, I had to get time to get over the trauma and the shock and the craziness of being in a car that was engulfed in flames while I was driving, I actually had to come to terms with the fact that, things happen. You cannot look the same way all the time. There are going to be ups and downs in the way your appearance is. And then once I came to that conclusion is when I had really bad breakouts, you know. And I'm like, damn, I can't go, because like I said, I was around 17 years old, and I can't really go to LA with all this on my face. So yeah, let me not do that anymore. So I had to call my agent and tell my agent, that I can't go to LA. I can't do it this year because, my skin condition is not where I want it to be. And I know they want, this pure, polished individual. They're like, well, no, people still think that you're attractive. You can still do it with makeup and stuff like that. So I did local stuff, that year. But I didn't do a lot of, LA type of situations, Like I said, you don't know who people are, what people do, and who people know. To this day, you don't know who I know. You don't know who I am in contact with, who I am friends with, or anything like that. But that's another story as well. So I did make a lot of good friends in LA during that whole time period. Some that you know, some that you have seen on TV, some that have been in very successful shows, and things of that nature. But anyways, so by the time my skin cleared up is when I started to realize that all the guys in my family, when we started growing facial hair and things like that, our skin changed. Facial hair and going through puberty, our skin changed. Or whatever time we had that. I was a late bloomer, I should say, as far as the puberty situation with the acne and things like that. It all started when I was around 17, 18 years old, after the fire. So what I did basically was, come on now. That's one of the reasons why I really hate driving as well. Because I always thought I was going to die in that car accident or that car situation. And since then, I've had like 3 extremely severe car accidents, where I basically should be dead. But that's also another story. So since then, I've been, I couldn't go to LA to do my pilot season routine like I normally do every year. I couldn't, really do a lot as far as acting, dancing, model. I could still dance, but the modeling and acting situations was kind of held back because, I was self-conscious about the way I looked and the condition of my skin. Very self-conscious. Always been attractive. People always thought I was cute, but it was just my own personal situation where I had to deal with the fact that, people are looking at my skin as if, before they wasn't doing that. So I say that to say now, well, it's been years, 20 plus years since I've ever had an issue with, that, but those aspects of me, like I always say, there's a physical flaw that God has blessed me with to keep me from where I was, also to teach me a lesson, that, stop worrying about the physical appearance of an individual. Stop worrying about how someone actually looked, the outside, and work on the inside. And at that point, I started working on my insides because I know the outside could change, within a drop of a dime. I was blessed not to have any type of burns on my skin or anything like that. But I had to go through the whole acne situation and puberty situation that changed the texture of my skin. It's not bad, trust me. I love who I am. I've always loved who I was. But when people start bringing up things such as, oh, you have craters in your face and things like that, you don't know what that can actually do to someone. You don't know what that can actually bring out in someone or bring up for someone. See, I don't worry about someone's skin, but I will talk about your skin if you're talking about mine, especially when you don't have flawless skin. And keep in mind, I'm very observant. I see what you don't want me to see. You know what I'm saying? I know who I am. I'm very comfortable with who I am. I've been comfortable with who I am for, like I said, over 20 plus years. So if someone's supposed to say, oh, you have bad skin, it's not bad. It's not perfect, no, by any means. But I know that I have, large pores due to me shaving, due to me having acne scars back in the days, due to me having severe acne, at a late age, that's where the skin comes from. But guess what? As I always say, I know I am extremely attractive. Extremely attractive. Extremely attractive. I know that. People don't even see my skin the way I see my skin. You know what I'm saying? People don't even look at my skin the way I look at my skin. So if someone was to try to sit here and clown the condition or texture of my skin, do you think that I'm going to ball in a corner somewhere and just take that and be like, oh my God, they're right? I know who I am. I know who I was for a long time. I've never been one to just allow people to say whatever it is that they want to say in order to make me feel bad about who I am. You know what I'm saying? I've never been that person anyway, but to pick at something that I actually had to deal with and come to terms with decades ago is ridiculous. And for people who are in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever age range people are on this YouTube thing, to revert back to the adolescent them, to pick on someone's physical appearance is ridiculous to me. Especially when you have no avatar of yourself, hiding behind a black screen, hiding behind a filter, and things of that nature. That's why I do what I do. That's why I come up close to the camera so you can see every aspect of who I am and relish in it, because I do. I love me. I love who I am. I love my flaws and everything. I've accepted it. I live with it on a daily basis. The only person that has a problem with it are the people who have a problem with it. And they have a problem with it because of someone else. You have a problem with the texture of my skin because someone else chose to not accept the truth as it is. See, that's what's so sad about these quote-unquote adults here on the YouTube thing. You want to tell me to leave something alone that doesn't pertain to me, but you choose to jump into something that doesn't pertain to you and then pick on, because I'm not a victim at all. Try to pick on someone like myself because I chose to tell the truth. See, I can live with the condition of my skin. I can live with the fact that I may not be liked by a bunch of people, a group of people and subscribers on this YouTube thing. But you would never be able to break me down. You would never be able to do something to me or say something about me that I have not already have dealt with within myself. Y'all fail to realize that the videos, I made several initial videos stating that whatever I choose to do on camera, I have already dealt with. I have already learned to live with. I've already come to terms with. That's why I choose to make fun of what people choose to try to bring up to try to embarrass me. I don't get embarrassed by people like you. Someone like you cannot embarrass me, who don't even have the wherewithal or the energy to tell the truth about yourself, but yet you want to tell the truth about me. Come on now, you can't expose me. I can't be exposed. Exfoliated maybe. Exfoliated maybe, but not exposed. Not exposed. So y'all, that was my story time. My Workday story time. And like I said, it all has to do with the fact that me driving to work, which is part of the story, my insecurities I had about my appearance, and the fact that I touched on the condition of my skin, which is all relevant and prevalent today. You see how I could do that? I could turn what you're trying to use against me as a building block for other people to let them know that it's okay to have flaws, to embrace your flaws, work through whatever it is that you need to work through, and come out on the other side a better person. Empowering people to embrace who they are and what they have and whatever physical flaw they may have or disability they may have, to make them a better person, to make them a more genuine, well-rounded individual. You see how I do that? See, not many people on here can do that. Not many people on here will even have addressed that situation because it's no one's business really. But if I tell you about it, it's because I'm okay with it. If I show you who I am, up close and personal, it's because I'm okay with who I am. You know what I'm saying? Always have been, always will be. Well, there was a brief moment in time where I had an issue. But for the most part, I've always been secure in who I am. I've always been secure in what I have and what I can do. And how my looks get me what I want. Get me out of trouble, and sometimes get me into trouble. Yeah. This is Food Junkie, baby. And this is what I do. I hope you guys got something from this. As I always say, love yourself. Love someone else. Respect yourself. And respect someone else. Until next time, you guys, hope you have a great day. I'm out.